Hashtag blackout Star Wars Eclipse. Hey everybody, this is Cody Cyberpunk, the Nerd's Opinion, and I'm here to talk about something that's been trending on Twitter when it comes to our favorite science fantasy space opera. I'll be honest, I don't get the issue. So if you're not in the know, if you don't have any idea what's going on, if you are smart and stay off Twitter, then you probably are not aware that there's a bit of controversy behind the new Star Wars game that's been announced by a French gaming company called Quantic Dream. And this game is apparently already wanting to be canceled because, let's be honest, because people are stupid. So, allegedly, the CEO of said company said some not so nice things. Dropped the F-bomb when it pertains to homosexuals. Not the F-bomb like fuck, but the F-bomb like the one that starts with an E, or starts with an F, and ends with AG. But yeah, so he said that word, which may or may not be A-okay in France. I don't know. I'm American. The country that matters, the country that doesn't surrender unless we're in Vietnam. But basically, folks are upset because it is inherently wrong for this company to make this game, given that individual's history. So here's my 2 cents on the matter. Who cares? I'm not saying it's okay to use that sort of language, and if you don't want the game, then don't buy it. But that's the thing. If you don't want the game, don't buy it. I don't like the concept that we are already canceling a game that, by the way, isn't supposed to be released for like another 3 or 4 years or something like that. We got a teaser trailer at the Game Awards. It was beautiful, by the way. As a longtime Star Wars fan, effectively since birth, I've seen every film in theaters, Phantom Menace and onward. The previous ones were before my time. But even then, I grew up watching these movies on VHS since before I was even in freaking elementary school. So Star Wars is a huge, huge part of my life. It is part of my holy pantheon of Star Wars, Resident Evil, Dragon Ball Z, Sonic the Hedgehog. Those are the 4 nerdy mediums franchises that mean the absolute most to me. I didn't like, a lot of Star Wars games. A lot of Star Wars games are just bad. The remake or reboot, or whatever you want to call it, Star Wars Battlefront, was not good. Star Wars Battlefront 2, until recently, when I say recently, obviously in the last few years, on launch, wasn't good. Jedi Fallen Order, fucking masterpiece. Like that game was like Star Wars and Van Gogh had a baby. It is art at its just utmost peak. Man, that was the first Star Wars game in a long time that I felt was incredible. Then I saw the cinematic trailer, and it takes place in during the High Republic area, something that's very split among Star Wars fans, mind you. And it looked gorgeous. Granted, it's just a CGI teaser, not indicative of any sort of gameplay. We don't even really know what the story's going to be about. But it looked good, and it definitely has me interested. You see 2 what looked like Jedi fighting each other, so maybe thanks to Disney axing the expanded universe canon, maybe we're still going to see some semblance of a Jedi Civil War. We saw Cad Bane's alien race. The trailer just showed off this beautiful looking scope of worlds in terms of what look like alien worlds, something we want from our I don't want to say sci-fi. Star Wars isn't sci-fi; it's science fantasy at best. But anyway, something we want from an immersive, universal universe like that. I mean, universal. It's on a galactic scale, and you want that galactic scale to feel galactic. You don't want every planet to feel like Earth. You don't want all the alien species to feel like humans with blue skin. No offense to the Chiss, Thrawn's a badass. But yeah, so when I see hashtag blackout Star Wars Eclipse on Twitter, it has me thinking, why? If you don't like it, don't buy it. And we don't have enough information yet to definitively say the game is going to be a bad game. Like, yes, you might not like the fact that this individual used that slur. I don't like it. It's not if you're the CEO of a company, it's probably not a word you should use publicly on record. Say it behind closed doors with your friends, like all the rest of us do. But also, I don't think that him using that word is indicative of A, how the game is going to be, and B, the company standards as a whole. You want to cancel this game that has hundreds, if not thousands, of talented artists and coders and just people making this game, building it from the ground up. And because one dude said something you don't like, you want to cancel the whole thing, leave them without food or way to provide for their family. That to me is that's awful. I'm not saying that it's cool to say that about gay people, but also, I'm sorry, I'm cool with one dude saying a bad thing publicly if it means hundreds or even thousands of other people get to feed their families and make a good game. Also, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking game. Like, it's a product for our consumption. Spider-Man No Way Home is out. Most people seem to like it. I've actually seen some posts on Twitter or Facebook or whatever about people that weren't super thrilled about it. But guess what? Now they have their opinion. When it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, DVD, it's fucking 2021, almost 22. When it comes out on Blu-ray 4K, like us educated folks will buy, they're gonna buy it, or they won't. If you went and saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and it didn't really appeal to you, you're not gonna buy it. Granted, yes, maybe they've already got your money because you went and saw it in theaters, but guess what? Maybe Quantic Dream won't get your money if you see the game with gameplay clips on YouTube, because you're like, oh, well, it's not my style of game. It's got branching decisions, or the graphics aren't good, or I don't like the way it controls, or the gameplay handles. There's a lot more ample reason to make your judgments on whether you want to buy this game based on shit that you can see on YouTube further down the line when more information about this game gets released than, I'm not buying it because one guy said bad thing. I don't like that. Stand in solidarity with our LGBT Star Wars homies. Nothing wrong with that. Stand with whoever you want. But saying that you're not going to buy a game for that reason, it seems kind of dumb to me. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's fiction. It's not real. Just because this one guy said a bad thing doesn't mean that's going to be all over his games. Because I don't know how much you know about Quantic Dream, but they did a little game that Krillin from Dragon Ball would love. Because it's about androids. Detroit Become Human. And in that game, believe it or not, and I know this might hurt some dedicated Christian viewers, you can be a gay robot. You could be like Bender from Futurama, but a homo. So they've had these themes in their games before, and it's part of player choice. Like, you can be a gay robot, and it's cool. So if they're already doing that in their games, if this is a choice-based game like Detroit Become Human, or Heavy Rain was another one they did, I believe, why wouldn't that be present here? It's this concept of trying to cancel this game because you don't like what one person said doesn't make sense. And I also don't think it's that hurtful to the queer community, the LGBT community. Granted, not a community I'm part of, but one that I fully respect, think they have the rights to believe what they want, do what they want. There shouldn't be any laws or legislature made against them. But also, not everything is about them or for them. If I was to make a video game that didn't have any gay characters, that's not like an affront to them. That's not attacking the LGBT community. It just means I wrote a story that didn't have gay characters. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with that. I wrote a comic book back in high school, and mind you, this was many years ago. This is more than 10 years ago. But the main characters were a blonde female superhero and her adopted black brother superhero. Nowadays, I could probably get that fucking shit made into a movie because of diversity. Like, oh, you got a strong female lead and a person of color as the lead? That is awesome. I didn't think shit like that in high school. I just thought these are the characters I wanted to write. Songbird and Black Song. And in my head, they were just always a blonde-haired white woman and a young black male. And they were adopted siblings, and I just thought the idea seemed cool. It literally had nothing to do with any sort of, like, politics or trying to push the boundaries or progressivism or anything to that effect. That's the vibe I'm getting from this game, is that because folks feel like because this guy said one thing allegedly, that all of a sudden this Star Wars game is going to go against the message that honestly Disney has been pushing. Not only that, but you're giving Disney all this crap and Lucasfilm all this crap. Like, oh, you say Star Wars is for everybody, but you are going to give this game to a developer that said these homophobic comments. Yeah, Disney also shrunk John Boyega Finn down on the posters to send to China because China's racist and doesn't like black people, and they edited out the lesbian kiss at the end of The Rise of Skywalker because China also doesn't like gay people. Like, I'm not saying any of that's okay. All I'm saying is Disney has notably done this in the past, but you chose to ignore it because you got your representation here in America, and you didn't care what the rest of the world felt like. You didn't care when Mulan was shooting, its scenes next to Muslim concentration camps. It's really disingenuous. And honestly, it's incredibly short-sighted. It just goes to show that you only care about your own, and technically my own because I'm American version of progressivism and activism, and not everywhere is America. Not everywhere has the same morals or standards or anything to that effect. Just this idea that it has to be your way, that your way is the right way, and that, I'm sorry, that's all subjective. You want to cancel a video game over subjective bogus and potentially ruin something that could be good for the Star Wars fans because of your preconceived notions. This game might be crap. If the game's crap, don't buy it. If this game's great, buy it. But give it that chance. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. The first one, because that's the only good one. Ghostbusters 2 sucked. Ghostbusters 2016 sucked. And honestly, I thought Ghostbusters Afterlife was going to suck. Because I'm like, hey, they've only made one good one. What are the odds they'll change now? But I gave it a chance. And I loved it. I loved it. I'm also a huge Godzilla fan. I've been a Godzilla fan since I was like 4 years old. And would watch the really shitty, dubbed ones that weren't any good, but I was a kid and didn't know any better. And then I love them now. Dub, sub, it doesn't matter. Godzilla 98's crap. So when they made a new American Godzilla, it was also crap. Well, sort of. It had some redeeming qualities. It was leaps and bounds better than the first one that Hollywood attempted. But I gave it the chance. I was like, okay, aspects of this were good, aspects of this were bad. Then I gave the sequel a chance. I liked the sequel, King of the Monsters, quite a bit more. Then Kong Skull Island came out. And Kong Skull Island was crap. And I'm like, oh, no. Now I don't know what to do. But Godzilla vs. Kong is coming, and I have to see it. And I loved it. Was it good? No, but I loved it. Because you can love things that aren't good, believe it or not. You can like bad shit as long as you admit that it's bad. That's cool. Some of you out there probably like Steven Universe. Steven Universe is crap. But you like it, and that's A-okay. I support that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I think this hashtag Black Star Wars Eclipse is dumb. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Is disingenuous. You've got folks that want to cancel a video game. That just ultimately shows your privilege, if I'm being honest. If you are in such a good place in your life that you're fighting for a video game to be canceled when there's Muslims in concentration camps in China and female vaginal mutilation going on in Africa, you're probably doing pretty A-okay. Quit your bitching. And that's really all I've got to say on it. Is shut the fuck up. Anyway, this is Cody Cyberpunk. You've heard the Nerd's Opinion. And have a good rest of your day.